I was recognized as one of the greenest mayors, if not the greenest mayor in the country. Under my leadership, Salt Lake City won the World Leadership Award in London for our environmental programs. Number one for our environmental programs. I received the EPA's Climate Protection Award and the Sierra Club's National Distinguished Service Award. Those awards were not for issuing proclamations and setting long-term goals for somebody else to fulfill in the future. Those awards were for walking the walk, setting goals and then achieving and exceeding them, particularly with respect to a 31% reduction in the emission of greenhouse gases in city operations in just 3 years. We also created Salt Lake City's Green Team and our E2 business initiative, focusing on and achieving environmental and economic sustainability. We also got the University Light Rail back on track and championed mass transit throughout the Wasatch Front. Then we shared our successes as inspiration and a learning tool for mayors across the country, including at the Sundance Summit, where we brought in mayors from all over the country for 3 years. It was hosted and organized by Robert Redford, by the International Council for Local Environmental Initiatives, on whose board I sat, and by me. And we did it for 3 consecutive years. In total, bringing in dozens of mayors, many of them who were absolutely converted to the cause of climate protection. And then they passed on the word, and the movement grew and grew among mayors throughout this country. I presented in several other nations, including China, to mayors and vice mayors, and at side meetings at 3 United Nations conferences on climate change about how we in Salt Lake City achieved such remarkable, real, replicable results. And I'll tell you, at those conferences, people were blown away to see a mayor from the United States touting the kinds of successes we had when we had a president who had refused to sign on to the Kyoto goals, and yet we pledged before the Olympics that we would not only meet those goals, but exceed them, and that we did way ahead of schedule. The climate crisis poses an existential threat to life on our planet and a threat to the quality of life to everyone, now and for our children, and certainly for later generations. We must all provide effective leadership in whatever ways we can to achieve meaningful and urgent climate protection measures. Under my leadership and with a passionate, highly competent team, Salt Lake City stood out nationally and internationally as a leading city in the international climate protection movement. You can still see a multimedia piece that I researched, produced, and narrated on YouTube that describes the many innovative measures we took to set that example for other cities, stressing the importance of bold leadership with real results achieved to protect against climate chaos.